But the Giants are going to definitely have to make some additions. And Smitty was so kind as to send me this fine article that I forgot to pull up for this podcast tonight. But someone brilliantly, like some of the things we had talked about last week, a columnist out in San Francisco kind of mapped out like all of the possible trades the Giants could be making. And Smitty did point out earlier that are you sure that the Sox are going to trade Tim Anderson? And because they need shortstop help, Tim Anderson was one of the names on that list to possibly go to San Francisco. I think the Giants are sort of playing a game right now. It doesn't hurt anything to bring up Luciano. It was the first time since 1982 that they had two players under 21 years of age or under 22 years of age in the lineup at the same time, which is kind of interesting when you think about that. I feel like there's certain teams like that's like always happening, like the Marlins, for example. But these were both high school signings.
Yeah, I wonder if bringing up your hot shortstop prospect is just maybe a leverage ploy in the negotiations. Like, oh, we've got this covered, but if you want to give us Tim Anderson, we'll give you something. But
are you reading my mind? Because that's exactly where I was going. I feel like they want a veteran shortstop presence, but they're kind of like, let's bring him up. Let's be like, well, we don't really need him that badly. So how about you take our number 99th prospect? Or you know what I mean? Like just let's we, you know, like what you were saying, Rick Hahn probably took advantage a little bit of the Angels because of their all in, and it was why it's been noted that Moreno is trying to, you know, steal thunder away from the Dodgers. So maybe he used that against them and was able to get something a little bit better than, you know, what we all imagined would have returned. So the Giants could be using some reverse logic there. I could see the Giants talking to the White Sox about Lance Lynn, though, too. They could use like a veteran pitching presence out there. They have the spacious ballpark that might play well for Lynn. Yeah. I did see an interesting stat that, you know, no right-handed hitter has ever had a splash home run there.
I think we talked about that, yeah, when we had our splash hits.
Oh, did we talk that a righty had never done it? That a righty had never done it? Like I don't remember that, but like it'd be
a tough Oppo home run.
Yeah, it's made it into the water, but it's never done it like
it bounced in?
Yeah, bounced in. Okay. Never on a fly. So I thought that was an interesting stat that I read. But I found this. Okay, good. You can edit some of this out, obviously.
I'll keep it. Fuck it.
All right. So it's interesting that it's like 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon here on this podcast for Giants trade candidates. Bacon? According to the Giants beat. Number 1 on the list was Ohtani. We can scratch that off. I'm not scratching number 2 off, even though Smitty is, because it's a gray area. But Marcus Stroman was listed as the number 2 target for the Giants. Number 3,
we'll take your number 1 and 2 prospects.
Number 3 was Lucas Giolito. He gone. Number 4, Jordan Montgomery from the Cardinals. I think that's a legitimate possibility. Cardinals are going to be major sellers. They have some decent players there. You wonder if they're going to move an Arenado or a Goldschmidt, although probably not. They probably keep them to keep people in the stands. But
by the way, the Cardinals are getting their ass kicked again by the Cubs 4-0 right now.
There you go. So Eduardo Rodriguez of the Tigers is on their list at number 5. It's a very incestual trading pattern this year for the Major League A-holes, and it makes sense. The Giants are the only winning team. on this
amongst
podcast.
us.
Yes, the Cubs can get to 500 with a win over the Cardinals tonight. Paul DeYoung, candidate at shortstop. I mentioned Tim Anderson. So it's funny that most of the trade targets, according to the Giants beat, are all coming from the Central, whether it be NL or AL.
I missed it. Did we credit the author of this article?
Oh, I did not credit her. I apologize. I
feel
do
like we
no,
should, since we just ripped off her article completely.
no Caprende. No Spreckens die Deutsch. Doing my best Sammy Sosa. I'm doing my best Sammy Sosa here.
This is devolving into madness.
Maria.
That's fine. We don't.
Maria Guardado.
Okay.
Thank you, Maria.
From what?
The Giants beat
NBC
the Giants
Sports?
beat on MLB.com.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you.
Yeah. Whew, that was tough.
Jesus. Is that it for your Giants, or we kind of trailed off there? What's
thank
going
God
on?
I'll just stop talking for a minute here.
Wordhole Media.